guys, it's your girl Symone and welcome back to my channel. If y'all can see by the title, today is another story time. Before we get into this video, y'all already know what to do. Make sure you subscribe to my channel because we on the way to 100. Give girl a thumbs up and comment down below. Don't forget to follow me on all my social medias that will be listed down below. Instagram at Vivalayoshii, TikTok, and Twitter at LifeWithSymone. Period. Any social media that you see me on, again, I gotta just make it clear, y'all. People making fake pages. I ain't over here the ones begging y'all for money. That ain't me. Anyway, so let's get started into this video. So I don't know what I titled this video. So whatever the title is, it bring you here. So let's go. So this story took place a while back, y'all. It was like right before my birthday or whatever. So I was supposed to go out for my birthday. I wanted to do like a whole thing. Like, y'all, every time my birthday come, I always have these big ass plans, but none of it goes the exact way that I want it to go. And it always happened like that every time. It never fails. Unless it's a trip that I already planned and paid for, then that's the only way it's gonna go. But other than that, it never go the way I want to go. So anyway, I wanted to go out the weekend before, the weekend of, the weekend after. I wanted to do all this going out, but mind y'all, all my friends, well, the friends that would go out with me around this time and stuff, only one of them lived close, and then the other ones, they all lived, everybody was like scattered around and stuff like that. So some people was like, girl, I'm not going to be coming for both weekends, so which was very understandable. But when I had all this in mind, I was putting on Facebook, like, you know, all the stuff I wanted to do for my birthday. Like, I wanted to go out, I wanted to turn up, I wanted to do this, that, and the third. So this promoter had ended up hitting me up on Facebook and was just like, oh, your birthday is this month, like Scorpio season. All right, turn up. So he was like this Thursday, which was on the 1st of November, which I remember because it was a tweet. When I was going through trying to delete stuff on my phone, I seen the screenshot of the tweet, and that's what made me remember this story, y'all. So I remember it was November 1st. It was on a Thursday, and he was like, this Thursday, we having something at the club. You could come through. Since you're a Scorpio, I could get you and 5 of your friends in free. So 6 in total, right? So I'm like, okay. So even though, like, I agreed, knowing that I wasn't going to have nobody come out on this day. Like, I knew it just wasn't going to happen. I don't know why I agreed. Just in case, like, it did go good, I just agreed or whatever. I feel like I'm slanted, y'all. Hold on. But anyway, so I agreed or whatever, and I told him, like, you know, so I don't know why I didn't wait till, like, I waited until like the day of or the day before. I really can't remember, to tell him that I wasn't gonna go anymore. And he was just like, you know, all right, cool, it's fine. Because I was just still trying to see, like, maybe I could like find some people that want to go, like, you know, but it didn't happen that way. I didn't find nobody to go. So around this time, y'all, me and Joe was not together, but my birthday was coming up, and for some reason, when it comes down, not anymore, back then, when it came down to each other's birthday, we will always just see what we doing, you know, and turn up with each other. Not now, not years from, like, no. This was back then. Because it's like we was fresh with the breakup and all that other shit, and we was still kind of cordial. Like, I don't know, it was crazy. We was going through like a apology type phase and whatever. So he ended up hitting me up, and he was just like, what you doing today? Like, mind y'all, he hit me up on the 1st, y'all, and he hit me up, it was Thursday. So he like, what you doing tonight? So I'm thinking he about to tell me about Thirsty Thursdays or something like that, but I was just gonna say no. But he hit me up, and I'm just like, oh, nothing, I was supposed to go to this club tonight. I'm like, but I don't got nobody to come with me, and I was supposed to get in, like, you know, all this other stuff. So he like, oh, for real, what was the name of the place? So I told him, and he was like, what the fuck, that's crazy. He was like, because my homeboy, we're gonna get a homeboy name. He's like, my homeboy named Funny is going there tonight for his girlfriend's birthday. We're gonna get a girlfriend name. We just gonna call her Mel. It's not her name. It's nowhere near her name. I just don't know why, but Mel just came to mind. So he was like, yeah, we was gonna go there for Mel's birthday tonight. Like, he got a section for her birthday. If you want, he's like, I know your birthday's coming up, and you probably got like all these type of plans for your actual birthday. He's like, so if you want, you could come through for an early birthday turn up with us. So I was like, that's crazy, because, you know, I wanted to go there, so might as well. So I'm like, all right, cool. So I was telling him, I'm like, yeah, I don't have nobody to come with though. He was like, you already know, because mind y'all, me and Mel wasn't friends, but every time when like they would go to a club and I would go with him, like Funny would bring Mel because that was his girlfriend. So I would end up like hanging out with Mel and like turn up with Mel. Like, whenever I seen her, we would be cool, but we wasn't friends. We never exchanged numbers. We wasn't friends on nothing. Like, we was not friends. So he was like, you already know Mel gonna be there. Like, you already be turning up with her. So I'm like, all right, cool. Like, fuck it, I'm gonna come. So he was like, do you want me to pick you up, or do you want to drive in your own car? Which I said I wanted to drive my own car, just because I wanted to leave whenever I wanted to, and I didn't want to be in the car with him and they end up doing other stuff after hours and shit like that, and I don't want to do that. Or if we get into it, you know, I just rather be in my own car because it just made more sense to do that. Which I should have just let him pick me up because y'all see why. So anyway, I'm like, no, I'm gonna just meet up with y'all. And I lied. I'm just like, I might take too long to get ready, which no, I probably would have took long to get ready, but that was really my excuse that I said, but that wasn't the real reason. I'm like, I might take too long to get ready and I don't want to hold y'all, like, waste y'all time, especially y'all got tables, y'all gotta be there at a certain time, so you know, it's cool. So I'm asking him like, okay, well, I can meet y'all there. So when it got time and I was already ready, I hit him up and I was just like, hey, I'm thinking they was already gonna be there, but he was like, no, we at Funny House right now, you could pull up and we could all ride together, like not ride together but follow each other there. So I'm like, all right, I'm gonna pull up to Funny House. So I pull up to Funny House and I stayed in the car. Like I told him I was there. He came outside, you know, he talking to me and shit like that. It's like a whole bunch of people in the front yard just chilling, like they waiting on everybody to get ready so we could go. And then next thing you know, he's like, I'm finna go in the house real quick and tell Mel you here. So he go in the house, he come back outside with Mel. He come outside, he got his arm around her. She just happy as fuck, like, oh my God, Symone, what the fuck? I ain't seen you in a long time. Cause mind y'all, me and him broke up. We've been broke up for like a long time. And there's no need for me to come around your friends, like, for what? So she like, I ain't seen you in forever, like, oh my God, like, you coming out for my birthday? And I'm like, yeah. And I'm telling her like my birthday is the 8th, like November 8th. And she was just like, oh my God, like, yes sis, all right, we about to turn up. And she was all like, I don't want to ride in a car with all them niggas, like, can I ride with you? She was like, cause we trying to minimize how many cars we taking, because you know we gotta pay for parking, gotta find parking, like, you know, so it's no point of us to take all these different cars. She's like, and you by yourself in the car, can I ride with you? I'm like, yeah. She was like, all right, I got 3 homegirls, they gonna ride with us too. So I'm like, all right, cool, fine, like, you know, everybody fit in the car and I got nobody in my car with me. So she's like, all right. So they end up hopping in the car with me or whatever. When we on the way there, I'm telling her, I'm like, girl, this promoter hit me up. He told me about this tonight too and told me he could get me and a few of my friends in for free. And she like, for real? I'm like, yeah. So I'm like, I'm trying to hit him now. I'm like, because I already know the section only a certain amount of people could get in. So I'm like, I'm about to hit him to see at least if we could get in free. Like, you know, she was like, oh yeah, hit him. So she asked me like, who the promoter? I'm telling her, I'm showing her his Facebook. She's like, yeah, hit him. Like, wow, that's crazy. Like, he just hit you up and told you. I'm like, yeah. She's like, all right, yeah, hit him. Like, we need to get in. Y'all, this conversation later, it was weird to me that we had this conversation and all of this, and y'all see why it was weird. So anyway, I'm telling her, and then next thing you know, when we get there, I'm like, he's not replying. He did not reply to me, and I'm not about to just blow this man's phone up because, again, he's just a random promoter. I don't know him. We don't talk. It's nothing like that. So I'm just like, he not answering, so it is what it is. So when we get there, we all parked by each other, kind of, and I parked on this one row, and then they parked on, like, the other row, like, after me. So Joe, like, but for my car, I could see all their cars. So Joe got out the car and he was just like, so what's up with the promoter nigga? Like, he gonna get y'all in? So I'm like, nah, he not replying. So he's like, well, it's cool. I'm gonna just pay for you and Mel and her friends. I'm gonna pay for y'all since y'all probably wouldn't be covered with the table anyway. And he was like, and plus y'all, you know, we wasn't 21, so they was not to pay extra anyway. So he was like, yeah, I'm gonna just pay for y'all. It's cool. So we walk up there and we get in the club, you know, we pay or whatever, we get in. When I tell y'all, this club was lit, like, it was lit. And Mel, she already drunk, like, she already fucked up, faded. So we at the table, we just chilling at the table for a cool minute. It's them, a whole bunch of their friends, all this other stuff, and we having a good time. Like, Joe's being nice to me and shit, and I'm just like, what? We having fun. So next thing you know, he was like, yeah, Symone, like, y'all go dance, like, y'all go have fun or whatever. So I'm like, all right, come on, y'all want to go to the dance floor? Like, let's go fuck it up. So they like, yeah. So we go to the dance floor, y'all. It's a stage there, and whenever I see a stage, I do not care. Y'all, I don't care if I can dance or not. I'm on that stage, I'm having fun, I'm having a time of my life. I'm not the girl that's in the club bored watching everybody. And no, I'm having fun, I'm living life, I'm making memories, I'm in the club turned up, I'm having as much fun as I can. Like, I'm doing what I gotta do. Like, I'm lit, okay? So we on the stage, but it's not just us. It's not like we up on that stage like Destiny's Child's performing, cater to you or nothing like that. Like, no, it's a lot of people on the stage too. You know, people performing and shit. We all just on the stage, we lit, we turned up. So we on the stage, we lit. While we on the stage lit, like, I'm just like dancing with them and whatever. Then I end up like tapping Mel. I'm like, oh my God, bitch, like, there go the promoter nigga right there. Like, I could see him out in the crowd. So she was like, oh, that's him. I'm like, yeah. But it was, I'm gonna go speak to him later though. Like, I'm not about to go speak to him right now because we lit, we turned up. So we just still dancing. Probably not even a minute after me and Mel just had this conversation, she was like, Symone, I'm gonna be right back. I see somebody I know. I'm gonna be right back. So I'm like, all right, y'all. I'm not even paying attention to where she went because that's none of, I could care less. Like, at this point, I'm drunk my damn self. I don't care where she went. She knew somebody. She good. You know, her boyfriend is like the section like right over there. Like, she good, y'all. When I tell y'all, we was having so much fun on that stage. It was really like proud dad moment for Joe. Like, he's really recording me and stuff. And I'm just like, oh my God, like, this is so much fun. Like, we lit. So it was like, I don't know. I'm drunk at this point, so it's probably like a million songs later. But my alcohol was going down though, because like I said, I don't like to get too drunk, because back then, probably because y'all, anyway, it doesn't even matter. But anyway, so many songs, so much time went by. I'm not even paying attention to how much time went by, but Mel never came back. But I'm turned up with her friends to where it's like I noticed she never came back, but at the same time, I wasn't really tripping, because I'm like, she's just probably having a good time. She probably with her mans. Who knows what she doing? So next thing you know, guess who? I'm fucking it up on the dance floor, like fucking it up on somebody, like, hey, you know, it's lit. I'm dancing. I mean, on the stage or whatever. And then next thing you know, Joe comes over and he's like yanking at my ankle and like tapping my ankle like, hey. So I'm thinking like, when he start tripping when I dance with people? And mind you, we not even together, so I don't get the problem. I'm like, I don't get what's going on here. But y'all, so he tapping me and I like bend down. I'm like, what's going on? Like, what's going on? So he was like, we gotta get up out of here. We gotta get up out of here right now. Like, we gotta go. So I'm like, what? He was like, yeah, we gotta go. We gotta get up out of here. Come on. So I'm like, all right. So I like tapped them. I'm like, come on, we gotta go. So I'm not even asking no questions, because yo, Joe and his friends are gangbangers, so of course they know when it's time to go, it's time to go. I'm not gonna ask no questions. If they know something finna pop off, I'm just about to, I'll ask questions later. Let's get up out of there. So we leaving out or whatever, and while we moving through the crowd, they rushing through the crowd like his homies. They walking like, I'm just like, what the fuck? And you could tell they're like hot, like some shit went down. I'm just like, what the fuck? And I kind of see like a crowd of people over there. It was like some shit going on, like, so I'm like, what the fuck? Like some shit popping off. So I'm like, where's Mel? Where is Mel? And Joe just grabbed me by my arm, like not dragging me, but he's walking and he's like grabbing me by my arm. He's like, fuck that bitch, come on, like, let's go. So I'm like, what the fuck? So when we get out the club, I'm like, where is Mel? Like, Mel is not with us. Her friends is with us. She's not with us. He was like, fuck that bitch. That bitch is weird. Like, fuck that bitch. And then funny, her boyfriend was like, man, that bitch is a weirdo. Mind you, we walking fast as fuck to go back to the car. And I'm just like, what? And then so I told her homegirls, I'm like, call Mel, like try to call her and see where she at. Why? When her homegirls was just like, I don't know, like, I don't know about that. What do you mean you don't know, bitch? I don't even know y'all. That's your friend. Like, call her. Like, I'm like, y'all need to call her. Like, we're clearly getting up out of here. Y'all need to call her. They not trying to call her or nothing like that. Next thing you know, Joe was just like, my bitch will never do no shit like that to me. I wish the fuck my bitch would do some shit like that. And I'm just thinking like, who is he talking about and what just happened? And funny, like, man, that bitch is a weirdo. Like, I can't believe that bitch just did that shit. I can't believe this shit. So I'm like, what the fuck happened? Like, what the fuck? So I'm looking back at her homegirls, and one of her friends was like, bitch, you didn't see Funny just knock that nigga out up in there? So I was like, what nigga? And she was like, this one nigga with some boy up in there. Like, she describing him to me. I'm like, wow, like, I did not see that. Like, she's telling me what he had on, like, you know. And I'm just like, what the fuck? She's like, yeah, girl, I'll tell you later. I'll tell you when we get in the car, like, you know. And I'm just like, what the fuck? So we're walking or whatever, and we mobbing to the car. And at this point, I'm not even asking about Mel no more, because clearly nobody gives a fuck about Mel but me. You know, I have no way to get in contact with her, and I'm not about to go back in there to find her, because if her man don't even care, why should I? So we walk into the parking lot, we cross the street, we walking. Why, when we walk up to my car, guess who's at my car and not alone? Who's leaned up on my car with a nigga? Mel. Mel is leaned up on my car with a nigga, and not any niggas. Not the nigga that her nigga just, let me stop saying the N-word. Not the man that her boyfriend just knocked out in the club. She is leaned up on my car, hugged up with the promoter. Yes, the same promoter that was supposed to get us in for free that I told her I knew. So at this point, I'm like, what is going on? So I'm like, hold up. So are we walking? And Funny was just like, man, what the fuck is going on? This bitch got me fucked up. She got me fucked up. Oh yeah, and I don't know if I mentioned, the reason why I named his homeboy Funny is because he was really funny. Like, he was really like a clown. Like, this man was like a funny person, but this night he didn't have nothing to laugh about. But anyway, so he like, man, this bitch got me I can't believe. So he started cussing her out like, what the fuck, da. So then the boy, the promoter boy, he talking shit too, and Mel, she just like holding him back like, no, like da. And I'm just like, yo, what is going on? So now Joe and all his homeboys and Funny, they all just going in, like, they talking shit to the boy, and I'm just like standing there like, what is going on? It's not even the same boy. Like, maybe he walked her to the car to help her or what, but then next thing you know, what the promoter said, I was like, oh, never mind, he didn't just walk her to the car to help her. And then plus they was hugged up on the car anyway. Yeah, so the promoter was just like, man, that's why I just chill in the back of the club, that's why yo gave me head in the back of the club. And I'm just like, no, she didn't. I know she was gone for a while, but wow, in the back of the club, did y'all at least go to the bathroom, like the stock room, the employees only room? Like, y'all was just like literally in the back on the wall. Like, well, Mel, wow, Mel, you really just don't care. But I'm just like, what? So then, mind you, the whole time the promoter boy is saying this shit and disrespecting her, Mel got the nerve to be telling Funny to stop. Talking about, Funny, just stop, just go, man, just leave, man, stop, like this, that, and the third. So one of their friends, it was this one guy, he was like the voice of the reason, or he was like voice of reason or something, because he was just like, man, it's not worth it, fuck that bitch, like we all done ran through her, fuck her, like, man, let's go, let's go, let's go. So I'm just sitting here still more in shock, like, y'all all done did what to her? Y'all all done went what? Who? Joe, did you protect? Like, what is going on? So I'm just like, maybe I'm drunk, I'm not hearing what I'm hearing, but I think I'm hearing what I'm hearing. So he was like, man, let's just go, she not worth it, let's just go. So the promoter boy like, yeah, listen to what your homie said, nigga, like, listen to what your homie said, just leave. And I'm like, what the fuck? So next thing you know, like, Funny just saying something, like they just going back and forth. And why the promoter, it's like it seemed like it went dead silent. It did though, but it just seemed like way. The promoter just dissed they hood and dissed they dead homies. And I'm just like, why would he do that? Mind you, he's here right here by himself just with her, while they here with all their homies and shit. Once he dissed they hood, they just start packing him out. And I was just like, he was asking for it, because why would you do that? Why would you do that? So they just start packing him out, y'all. I'm like, what the fuck? Even the boy that was like trying to tell him not to do this, like it wasn't worth it, he was in too. Next you know, he's standing there, he started taking his belt off, y'all. When I say he started taking his belt off, I had to stumble back a minute, like, wait, what y'all gonna do to this man? Because he hit his girlfriend, y'all finna hit, like, what? Wait, what? Like, I was like, hold up, wait, what's finna go down? But nah, I don't know why that came to mind instead of what actually just happened came to mind. I don't know why I didn't think about that. But y'all can see the tweet right there. That's what happened. Yes, this man pulled off his belt and start whooping that man. And he's like whooping him. He was like, don't you ever diss dead homies, God. Don't you ever diss. And he's hitting him with the belt. And I'm just like, y'all, hold on. Let me just say, y'all, mind y'all, when they packing him out and all this stuff happening, Mel and her homegirls is screaming, stop, stop, stop. Stop. They're screaming. Even when he took his belt off, started hipping the boy. I mean, they're screaming, stop, screaming, stop. And I wasn't screaming, and I was just in shock, just staring like. But the moment that boy took that belt off, I went from, what the fuck you finna do, to I was dying laughing. I don't know why, but I just couldn't stop laughing. I was just dying laughing, like really loud, like hysterically. Like I could not stop laughing. I was just like, oh my God, like, what? You're hitting him with a belt? Like, I don't know. I probably was like, in that moment, they probably fighting and probably was like, will she shut up? Like, why are you? And even at that time with me just laughing, male homegirls was side-eyeing me a few times like, bitch, what is funny? Like, it is nothing funny about this. And I know y'all probably gonna say it wasn't nothing funny about that, but y'all, I was faded, like, and I don't know. At that point, it was funny. Like, I don't know why, because I just didn't expect that. Like, why are you whooping this grown man with a belt? Like, y'all, I was just like, oh my God, like, no, this is not happening. So after that, it's like somebody, like, a whole bunch of people just start running from the club area, like running. So when one person run, you just have to run, because you just don't know why everybody running, and you don't need to stick around to ask. You need to just leave. So they stopped fighting him or whatever and stopped whooping him. They just stopped and they was like, come on. So Joe like, come on, Symone, get in your car, let's go. So I'm like, all right, y'all, come on, Mel, get in the car. So he was like, Mel? He was like, Symone, Mel? And I'm like, yeah. They rode with me. He was like, fuck that bitch. He was like, leave her and her homegirls here, leave them here, them some weirdos, leave them here. Mind you, they're right here. Like, they're literally right here. It's me and him talking, and they stand right here behind me. Like, but they're facing him too. Like, we're all facing him, and we're right here. And they not saying nothing. He was like, leave them. And I'm like, I can't just leave them. That's messed up. I can't leave them. He was like, that bitch Mel's a traitor. Like, she a traitor. You just see what she just did. You see what all this just happened because of her. Like, no, like, leave them. So I'm just like, I can't leave them. He was like, man, we finna go to Funny House to turn up. Come on, just hop in your car. Like, come on. Like, so he like pushing me towards my car. Like, come on. And they walking too. And I was like, I can't leave them. Like, I'm gonna at least drop them off and then I'll link back with you or go home. I'll let you know. And he's like, man, whatever. And he left. Like, he hopped in his car and then I hopped in my car. They hopped in the car. So I'm just like, yo, what happened? Mel's in the front seat. She just screaming like, my whole life is about to be falling apart. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck? Like, oh my God. Like, this is crazy. Like, what the fuck? Like, she was like, Funny is not gonna forgive me for this shit. Which I was confused because I'm just thinking like, Funny just beat somebody up in the club because of you. Then he came out and beat up another person outside because of you. How are you saying he ain't gonna want to be with you? Like, you clearly don't want him to want to be with you. Like, you just won't stop. Like, you won't stop. I was just so confused. Like, so I'm like, so was that the same guy? Like, so why'd they beat somebody up in the club? She's like, because like he was my ex. The one in the club was my ex. She's like, but the promoter boy, like, I talked to him. Like, me and him be talking, but he need to learn his place. When I'm like, he need to learn his place, why are you outside hooked up with him? And I was just like, Mel, hold on. I thought why was you telling me to hit him up to get us in for free if this is your man's? Like, if this is your boo? And she's like, because he never said he was going to get me in for free. Shit. So if he offered you to get you in for free, we going to get in for free on your dime. Like, I mean, like, not my dime, but like, you know, on my connect. So she was like saying that. I'm just like, but you still could have said you knew him. Like, and she was just like, well, he didn't say he was getting me in for free. So I just didn't care. Like, you know, I just wanted to get in for free. Either way it goes, she was never gonna have to pay to get in. Like, they was gonna pay for us. So I'm just thinking like, what? Like, you know, I was just so confused. So I'm like, so what do y'all want to do? Like, where y'all want me to drop y'all off at? Because I know you can't go back to Funny House. I'm like, is your car at Funny House? She's like, girl, no. Like, are you trying to stay out? Because this boy I know is having a party at his house. So I'm like, I don't know. She's like, man, come on, Symone. Like, let's just do it. Like, just come. It's going to be fun. It's still early. Like, let's just turn up. Just forget all of that. Let's just have a good time. So I'm like, all right, I agree to going. Y'all, I agree. Which I should have thought was weird because who is having a party at their house on a Thursday? Who and why is just having a party at their house on Thursday? So I'm asking, like, is it a kickback? Like, what is it? She's like, no, girl, it's a party. Like, it's a function. Which I don't know why. Like, I did not question it. I'm just like, okay, where's that? So she gave me the address or whatever. And the place, it was like a cool minute away. Because we was in downtown area. So we driving, not even like 10 minutes into our drive, I hear brr, 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 like while I'm driving. And I'm looking at my tire pressure thing was on. So I'm like, oh shit. So I turned into like this little Nick's parking lot. And I'm like, yo, I get out the car. And by the grace of God, I was able to even pull right there because my tire was gone. It was shredded. Like, it was my tire was messed up. And y'all, now I'm into maintenance and taking care of my car. Like, my car might get dirty on the outside, but when it comes to maintenance, like oil change, tires, all that other stuff, like all the services I need, I'm getting that check. Back then, I didn't even care, y'all. So I'm just like, oh my God, my tire. And she was like, what's going on with it? Like, you need air? Like, we need to go put air in there. I said, girl, no, the tire is gone. I'm like, I don't have no spare. So at this point, I'm just like, oh my God, trying to hold back tears. Don't cry, Symone. Like, don't cry. Y'all, because I cry at any inconvenience. Like, I'm such a fucking crybaby. It's not a good thing, y'all. I'm better. I got better at it, but y'all, I wanted to cry. But I'm like, don't cry in front of these girls. Don't cry in front of these girls. Look. Y'all, so I'm just like, what the fuck? So I'm like, damn. So she's like, what are we gonna do? Like, what are we gonna do? I'm like, y'all, I'm gonna have to call my grandma and have her call AAA for me. Mind y'all, it is late. It is like 2 or 3 in the morning. I don't know, but it is late as hell. So I'm like, damn, I'm not even trying to do that. But she gonna answer. Like, they gonna answer. So I'm like, I'm gonna call my grandma and call AAA. So she's like, how long is AAA gonna take? I'm like, I don't know. I'm about to call her and see. So I call my grandma. I'm like, you call AAA. I told her where I'm at. She's like, okay, I'm gonna call you right back after I get off the phone and let you know how long they say and whatever. So when we get off the phone, I'm like, oh my God. She was like, damn, hopefully it don't take long because I really want to go to this boy house. It went from a party to a boy house. So I'm like, well, what do you want me to do? Like, I really just said that loud. I'm like, well, what do you want me to do? I'm like, my tire is off my car. And she was like, you don't got no spare? I'm like, I don't have a spare. And she was like, dang, oh my God. Like, well, hopefully AAA don't take long because I really want to go there. I'm like, if AAA come, they ain't coming with no tire. They gonna come tow the car. I'm like, that's over with for the night. I'm like, honestly, I really don't know. Like, dang, I'm like, so I could probably like, I don't know. I'm just so confused at this point. So my grandma ended up calling me back and she was like, yeah, AAA gonna come. They don't need me there. That's good. So I don't got to get up out of bed. She was like, but it's gonna be an hour to It's gonna be an hour and a half to 2 hours. She was like, but if you want me to come get you, I could come get you. She was like, because you don't have to be there. Like, you don't have to be there, because they just said they could just tow the car and bring it. So I'm like, no, you don't need to get up out of bed. Like, it's cool already. I'm gonna wait. So I get off the phone. I'm like, damn, I told them. And I'm like, you know, because AAA, they take forever. I'm like, so yeah, AAA said it's gonna be an hour 30 to 2 hours. So she was just like, what? I'm like, yeah. I said, right. Oh my God. I'm just having my head against the window. Like, she was like, girl, how are we gonna get to the house? I said, why are you worried about that right now? I'm like, I'm not worried about getting to nobody's house right now. I'm worried about my car right now. And she was like, yeah, I understand that. She was like, but Symone, if we don't get there at a certain time, they're going to invite some other girls there, and I really need to be there. Like, I want to end my night with him. It's my birthday. And I said, girl, wasn't you just getting into some shit because of somebody? Like, why are you worrying about pulling up on other guys? Like, it's not that deep. She was like, well, maybe for you, but it's my birthday. Like, this is not my problem. Your car is not my issue. Like, y'all, when she said that, I'm like, no, she didn't. No, she didn't. And I'm just thinking, like, Joe was right. I should have left her ass at the club. I'm like, yo. And her homegirl was like, it's really not. And they just laughing. Like, I was so mad. I'm like, oh, hell no. Oh, hell no. So she was like, Symone, you gonna be good though, right? Like, when AAA come, like, my job, we was going back and forth to each other, because I'm just like, no, the fuck y'all not laughing and saying this. Now y'all really want to get to the niggas. Like, what? So she was like, Symone, so AAA is gonna come in around like 2 hours, right? She was like, you'll be good, because I'm about to call us a ride. I'm about to have them come get us so we could go to their house. Girl, what? When I say, I was like, you finna leave me here? And she was like, Symone, what do you want me to do? It's my birthday. I'm not trying to spend my birthday in your car waiting on AAA. Y'all, mind y'all, I'm just like, no the fuck she didn't. So I said, well, whatever, call your ride. I said, but y'all got to get out my car. Y'all not finna wait for y'all ride in my car. Y'all can get out my car. So she was like, what? Get out your car? That's fucked up. You really gonna put us out here? I said, you finna leave me out here by myself? She was like, but you got a guaranteed person come to get you. What are you talking about? She was like, AAA is coming. Like, AAA is coming. Da da da. Like, she just saying all this other shit. I'm like, girl, I don't care. Y'all not waiting for y'all ride in my car. So, mind y'all, I know y'all probably gonna think like, damn, that's fucked up, Symone. You would put them out in downtown where crazy people at night. Yeah, I don't care. I really didn't care, because y'all finna leave me downtown by myself with crazy people. Even though I'm in my car, shit, they could come lick my windows and bust the windows out and come take me. Who the fuck knows? Like, downtown LA crazy people is a whole different fucking story, y'all. If y'all ain't never been and never experienced it, it's different, okay? It's very much so different. So I'm just like, y'all's finna leave me. So at this point, I called Joe. I'm like, hold up. Y'all, I called Joe. I'm like, Joe. I'm not crying though, but I'm whining. So I'm like, Joe, I told him the story. I told him everything that's going on. So he like, what the fuck? Where you at? So I told him. He was like, man, we not far from there, because, mind y'all, like I said, we wasn't even driving for no good 10 minutes. We was still not too far from the club. They ended up going up the street to a whole different spot. So he was like, I'm finna come. And I told him too, like, I told them they need to get out my car, and they wasn't trying to get out my car. Like, because I'm like, y'all need to get out my car. Like, we really was debating about this, and they was like, that's fucked up, da da da. He pulled up. When Joe pulls up, he damn near hit my car, barely put his car in park, hopped out of his car, and my job, he pulled up with one other homeboy. Like, he just put up with one other person. He hopped out and he walked up to the car and he opened the door, that male side, like the passenger door. And he was like, what's up, cuz? Like, get the fuck out of her car. Like, get the fuck out. And she was like, Joe, what are you talking about? Like, why are you cussing at me? She was like, you don't even know what happened. You don't even hear my side of the story. Like, you just listen to what she said. He's like, I don't give a fuck. Get out of her car. He's like, I already know how you bitches are. Get out of her car. Like, that's fucked up. Y'all's gonna leave her here. She's like, so it's okay for y'all to leave us here? And I'm just so confused. Like, so it's okay for y'all to leave me here, but it's not okay for me to leave you here. Because, mind y'all, like I said, and I told him down the phone too, I'm like, my grandma said I don't need to be here with the car that could tow it. Can you take me home? And she was like, that's fucked up. That's fucked up. Like, Joe, can you at least give us a ride? And he was like, no. Like, no, I'm not giving you no ride. Why the fuck would I give you a ride when y'all's gonna leave her here? She was like, because she could have just called you anyway when we left. She could have called you if that's the case. But mind you, this is why I told them to get my car, because it's not like y'all said, oh, your car doesn't need to be, you don't need to be here for the car to tow. Do you want to come with us and we just pick you up? Even though I would have said no, but still, like, it was basically, fuck me, y'all finna leave. So fuck y'all. So I'm getting my stuff or whatever, and he like, get the fuck out of her car, like get out of her car. And she was just like, man. So she get up out the car. He's like, I'm gonna call Funny, right? He like, Joe, like, I should call Funny right now to pull up. Like, you still trying to pull up on niggas after you just had all this shit go down? And I'm just like, handle it, Joe. One of her homegirls is like, I don't care, I'm not getting up out this car. I'm not getting out this car. Like, no. So he opened her back door, snatched her purse, threw it out the fucking car. I'm like, bitch, get the fuck out of the car. Get the fuck out of the car. So Mel was like, just get out, girl. Joe don't play. He do not play. Get the fuck out the car. So I get my shit and I get in the car with him and we just leave. Like, we left him there. I locked my car and we left. And he taking me home and he was like, I told you, Symone. I told you not to fuck with that bitch. I told you to leave that bitch there. That bitch is shady as fuck. That bitch is grimy. He was like, and I'm happy that your tire did bust. Pop or whatever. He's like, because if you would have got to them niggas' house, he said, I promise you, you would have called me crying, talking about some weird shit they did. And he's like, I promise you, that's why I told you to leave them. And I'm just over here crying, oh, Joe, you were right. Like, you know, I'm just crying, ugly face crying and all that. And he was like, man, stop fucking crying. I told you to fucking leave them. And I'm just like, but I couldn't leave them. And he's like, you need to stop being so fucking nice. Which is true. I need to stop being so fucking nice. But now I don't let myself get in a situation like that. Back then, I got in a few situations being too nice, but now I done learned all my lessons. So yeah, moral of the story, leave them bitches. No, I'm just kidding. But no, I just was like, yo, I was really mad because I'm like, that's fucked up how they really was gonna leave me. Like, we really left them, y'all. And I know y'all probably think it was messed up, but they had a ride coming, so they'll be okay, y'all. And I really went home. When I went home, y'all, the tow truck driver did not come for so long. So just imagine if Joe would have said, you on your own, I don't give a fuck what you're going through, and they left and I just would have been sitting there all night by myself waiting for the tow truck driver to come. Like, y'all, the tow truck driver took so long to come because I didn't go to sleep. I stayed up to see when the tow truck driver was gonna come bring the car. And y'all, that shit was just crazy as fuck, y'all. And it's crazy because I ended up seeing Mel one more time after that with Funny, which is crazy because when I asked Joe what happened, why he get into it with the person in the club, come to find out, Mel supposedly was trying to set Funny up, and they found out. So I'm just like, what? And this is somebody you gonna still be with? It's weird, right? But I ended up seeing her with him. It was probably like a year later, and it was just like, oh, what's up, Symone? Like a what's up, like type of thing. And I'm like, oh, what's up? Like, you know, but it wasn't nothing more to that. Like, we never like hung out or anything like that. We just like really just seen each other when I was with him and she was with him, and it was just that was that. But yeah, that's the end of this story, y'all. Moral of the story, don't be super nice. And don't be super nice. No, because when you in a messed up situation, nobody's gonna care about nobody but they self, because they didn't care. They was okay to hop in my car, but they was not, you know. And I didn't even ask them for gas money to go to the other location. It was kind of far. Like, oh, I'm just happy that that did happen though, because like he said, it could have got ugly. Like, I could have got to that house and it could have been some other crazy stuff that went down. And my mind started wondering too, like, damn, what could have happened? He was just like, yeah, they not to be trusted. They be doing this, they be doing that. I'm not gonna say what he said, but he said a lot of stuff that they be doing some grimy ass stuff to people, to other females. So I'm just like, damn. But yeah, that's the end of this story, you guys. Don't forget on your way out to like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already done so. Make sure to follow me on all my social medias listed down below. We are on our way to 100. I love y'all so much, and peace out, because y'all, it is 12:09 a.m. Y'all already know. Y'all already know. But anyway, let me edit this video and get it up for y'all. Peace.